Yo, what up? I went to see Across the Spider-Verse recently, and it was pretty good. Now, a lot of people have been losing their minds over this film, and well, my opinion is here to annoy some people, I guess. I'm gonna go into the things that I didn't enjoy about the movie first, so that I can give you the nice things that I did like afterwards, so that maybe you don't hate me by the end of this, but maybe you still will.
That's my opinion!
I'm not gonna go into spoilers here. I'm gonna do a separate video where I'm going to basically go more in detail into scenes that I think were lacking for me and whatever. This is gonna be very rough also. I did not plan this whatsoever. I literally just decided to do this on a whim. I have been very busy, so reviews are gonna look a little like this from now on because either that or you get no content, so you know. So one of my main issues with this film is the fact that it is very tonally imbalanced. This film felt a lot like other MCU films where there's just this inability to be serious at times, and they just like felt the need to break tension with jokes every 2 seconds. And the first hour of the film really does a proper job at balancing everything and really feels great, but then the rest of the film just does not ever want you to feel any sort of emotion for longer than like a minute, because they will cut that tension with a joke. And not only that, but they don't even allow characters to be like serious for a whole amount of time. There are villains or antagonists in this film that have a serious vibe to them and would perfectly work as purely serious characters in this world that is inherently comedic. They also choose to kind of clown these characters too. You know, they have these moments where they kind of have flubs and they basically become the butt of jokes, which kind of cuts the tension for me and cuts how I feel about these characters being antagonists. I don't really see them as threats anymore. I think the film is just a slight bit too long. There was a point where I did start kind of checking my watch and I started feeling like, okay, some of this could have been shortened a bit, but that wasn't too much of a problem. Another one of the things that I kind of started getting really annoyed with was how many references there was, and this is something that, whatever, it's personal opinion, but at some point I got very distracted by some of the references that they were doing because they were just too obvious and too frequent. There is a portion of the film that is nothing but references for like 10 minutes straight, and it's cool, but after a little while it starts to get like, okay, I'm getting very distracted by this. And yeah, I'm gonna go more into that in my spoiler talk. So with me rushing through all that negative, let's go into what I actually enjoyed about this film. The film is beautifully animated. There are sequences that are just straight beautiful, very creative, and love the intentions behind it. Certain of the characters' worlds have these like effects going on in the animation that really just kind of flows really well with the emotion of the scenes, and it just works out perfectly. It's just like a beautiful way to kind of tell the story, and I really enjoyed that. And then there was just stuff that was just like really jaw-droppingly like manic and awesome. Those are the things that I really enjoyed. Have nothing wrong to say about the animation. All of it was really well done, very creative. A lot of the fight sequences were really cool. I like the direction they took with the character of Miles Morales and how they kind of make him connect with like the whole entirety of like Spider-Man as a concept. This film has a very solid ending. Really got me going. I was starting to dip out again, like attention wise. I was starting to feel like, okay, this is getting a little too long. But once I got, you know, to that last, maybe like last 5-10 minutes, I was like, yeah, this is great. Okay, I'm really enjoying this. I thought the soundtrack for this film was really great. It was actually cool to see that like a lot of the tracks that were made by like different artists in this film really flowed well and had like a coherence between each other. A lot of the performances were really good in this film too. There's a lot of really good comedic scenes, line reads that were great, these moments that were very like emotional. Like the first hour of this film was so solid for me, and I was kind of seeing why people really love this. I only wish that the rest of the film would have stayed a little more consistently toned for me, but that's me. You know, maybe you liked it. I mean, it looks like everybody liked it, so, you know, maybe I'm just here to, you know. Overall, Across the Spider-Verse is a dope sequel and a great entrance into the Spider-Man franchise. Do I think it is the best Spider-Man sequel? No. Do I think it is the best animated film of all time? No, it is not. 100% no. Sorry. It is definitely up there. Personally, though, I still enjoyed the first Spider-Verse film over this one. I just felt like the emotional core of the film was a lot more present for me in that one than it is in this one. And I just really like the ideas that it presented. This is great on like a scale level. I like the scale that this brings to this trilogy. Maybe it'll be more than 3 films, but for now, let's say it's a trilogy. And I'm excited to see where it goes. But for now, it's a 3.5 out of 5. That is a 7 out of 10. Don't hate. If you want to hear what I didn't like more in detail, if you're upset and confused by this and you still want to know why exactly I did not enjoy every part of this film, and you also want to see what I did think were saving graces in this film, then be sure to tune into my spoiler talk of this film. Basically, I'm just going to do another video where I'm going to talk about this stuff. I'm going to go into spoilers right away and, you know, just speak freely there so I don't have to tiptoe around any spoilers here. So we'll do that. Thank you for watching. Subscribe because times are tough. Whatever. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Peace. So Anna ends up going home, finally calling it a day after such a rough first day of the job. And wouldn't you know it, Lena has snuck into the trunk and has basically gotten a ride from Anna. So as is expected, Lena kills Anna and then makes herself at home.
Guess who's